In the thrift store environment, the color-coded label system assigns a color code to a particular time period and a discount schedule. So let's look at how to get that set up. Go to System, Company Setup, and then down here on the Thrift/Restore section. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have this checkbox checked for color code discounting. The next thing you want to do is assign how often that pricing color changes. So you can do that here by simply pushing the up arrow. If you go all the way to 10, it resets to 1 month. So you can go all the way to 9 weeks or 1 month. And then what you want to do is decide how many colors you're going to be using for pricing discounting. So in other words, how many different discount levels do you want? In this system here, we have 4, but if you wanted more, you could just simply increment this and you can go all the way up to 9. But in this example, we're going to stick with 4. Next, you'll want to determine the color sequence. Probably you already may do this in some other fashion. So you can match that color sequence up and do that here in Transact. And to change the color, you simply double click one of these boxes and it brings up your color choices. Now, as you can see, there is no orange here. There is a red, but what you can do is you can swap orange for red. So if we clicked this, then we actually have the orange choice. You cannot do red and orange at the same time. So once you select your colors, you choose your color sequence here, and you'll notice along this side that we have the same sequence. Now, something to keep in mind is how these colors actually sequence. So if we set the color sequence here as yellow, purple, green, gray, or silver, you'll see, well, it doesn't quite match up here. At least you may think that upon first glance, because you may say, well, this is yellow, purple, green, silver, and here it's yellow, silver, green, purple. Well, because this color starts back over, this is sort of a rotating thing here. So up here at the top on this first period, we have the yellow and at a 0% discount, and then down at the bottom we have purple. Because our price color changes every week, next week yellow will cycle down to this 10% value. The purple will then come to the top. So it's going to go sort of in this circular fashion here. So this cycle does make sense because it's yellow. Next week, it's purple, comes to the top, then green, then silver. Now, when you're first setting this color-coded system up, this is where you would do that. So in this example, we decided that the yellow color was the new item color, and that began on Saturday, September 26th. Now, if you're just now doing this and setting this up to start with, you can put your cursor in here. You could hit T for today. You could right click and get the calendar, or however you do that. And you could set that to, if you change on Mondays, you could set that to that first Monday, etc. So this is where you establish how it begins. Now, if you have items that you never discount, you can assign a color to that as well, so that you know, okay, in this example, every item that has red on the label, we know we're never discounting those. The swap orange for red, we already talked about, and the remove 20 quantity cap for the labels. Sometimes you may accidentally type in 100 labels when you meant to hit 10. So you can, by default, there's a 20 label quantity cap so that you can't accidentally print a whole roll full of labels. Now over here on this side is where we set up the discount. So for example, here in the first period, the discount is 0, then 10%, then 25, then 50. And again, because this pricing color changes every week, we can expect that a week from now, all the yellow tagged items will be 10% off. 2 weeks from now, 25%, and 3 weeks from now, the yellow tagged items will be 50% off. And you can change these values here by just simply putting your cursor in here and typing in something new. This is just what we happen to have at the moment. So let's take a look at what the label printing side of this looks like. So we'll save this and we'll go to print label. We're going to print color-coded labels because we're using the colored system. And let's say somebody donates a refrigerator and we want to say it is yellow. because that is the week that we are in. And this will print out. And what this means is that we put $200 on this refrigerator. We print the label, we stick it on, and it says yellow on it. That means that this week there is no discount on this refrigerator. Now, as the weeks go by, next week this would be 10% off. It is still yellow, but the yellow items are now 10% off. So this price would be $180. The label's not magically going to change, but if the people inside the store know that, okay, anything that's yellow, if it says $200, it's 10% off, so it's going to be $180. And when they bring that item to the cash register, well, let's just take a look at what that would look like. So at the Ring sales screen, you could scan the label that was printed. If it was a yellow priced label in this period, we know that there is no discount. So if you scan it, it tells the system, okay, it's this color and it was this price. But let's say you do have an appliance, a big appliance that maybe they're not going to ring up at the front. They're not going to roll it all the way to the front counter for you to scan. But it was a refrigerator and it was $200. But let's say it was a silver tag. This was the 10% off. So we expect that this should come in at $180. And it does. Then you would simply proceed as you normally would, end the sale, and take the payment.